Hey guys, it's Keenya Kelly, business calibration consultant for KeenyaKelly.com and If You Brand It. I'm excited to be here with you guys. If you're catching this, thanks so much for watching. Tonight, I'm chatting with you guys about entrepreneurship. I'm an entrepreneur. I've been an entrepreneur since pretty much birth. And what I do is I help individuals to figure out who they are at their core being, create products or services around those talents, and then build rock solid businesses and brands around it. And so that's what I love. That's what I've been doing. You can check me out by going to KeenyaKelly.com and you can see pretty much everything that I do, everything you want to know about me, and everything you don't. So tonight on this broadcast, we're actually talking about going into full-time entrepreneurship. All right, so if you're just joining, I'm talking about 5 keys to know that you are ready for full-time entrepreneurship. And I've been an entrepreneur for pretty much forever, and I deal with a lot of people that work 9 to 5, quit their jobs too soon, quit their jobs, they should have been quit their jobs, and things of that nature, or what have you. And so tonight I wanted to just chat regarding that topic to you guys. So if you're joining this broadcast, I thank you so much for watching. If this is your first time watching, go ahead and type #new. If you've been here before, go ahead and type #living legend. That lets me know that you are a living legend. I have an amazing community online that's called the Legacy Lounge, where I help individuals to be living legends by creating a legacy for their families. And so I'm going to share this video really quickly into a place that I'm allowed to share in, okay? So give me just a moment while I share this video, and then we're going to go in and go into these tips. If you're watching this on YouTube, make sure you comment, like, and subscribe to my channel. I've got about 500 different videos on YouTube. You can see everything you want to know, and then pretty much everything you don't. Okay, so give me just a second. I'm going to share this video. One moment. Hi to Trees. Thanks so much for watching. I got some of my living legends watching the broadcast. Hey, thanks so much for watching. Welcome. I don't exactly know why I can't see the comments in this video. Unfortunately, I'm not sure what's happening, but I can see the comments online here on my computer, but I cannot see the comments here on my page, and so that's a bummer. So I'm just going to keep my computer right here. That way I can see when you guys are actually making comments. So if you guys wouldn't mind, if somebody wouldn't mind just making a comment really quickly, I want to see what's wrong. Why you guys can't see, well, why I can't see your comments. I can't see any comments. I can't see who's on here or anything, but that's okay. I'll just teach anyway. Okay, so the reason why I decided to do this broadcast tonight is because one of the things that I just keep seeing over and over again is on consulting calls when I'm working with my clients is people who quit their jobs too soon. People who have quit their jobs too soon. And, a lot of times it's because of their own doing. They quit their jobs because they want to quit their jobs, or they want to be the next fancy person or whatever, or they think they're going into reality TV or whatever. But sometimes it's because they're working with people that are encouraging them to quit their jobs, but they don't really have a plan to quit their jobs. Because if you're going to leave your job, that means you have to have a plan for your insurance, pretty much your way of life, if you've been used to, paying for your living expenses through your job, okay? So give me just a second. I'm sharing this really quickly. I'm not sure why everything isn't working properly. Things are not working here properly on this broadcast, but that's okay. We're going to figure this thing out anyway. All right, hold on one second, guys. This is so weird. It's not working properly. But okay. So I decided to do this broadcast tonight because I wanted to give you 5 keys to know that you are ready for full-time entrepreneurship. But it's also going to be 5 keys to know that you're not, right? Now, all of these things that I mentioned tonight, they're not the end-all be-all by any means, okay? They're not the end-all be-all. But they are going to help you to see if you are ready, for full-time entrepreneurship, okay? Now, if you wouldn't mind sharing this video, I'd appreciate it so much. So what I did was I wrote down some notes here tonight. That way I didn't forget what it was I was going to talk about, okay? So let's go ahead and go into it. When you are, an employee, you have a set schedule, right? Like when I worked for Sprint on the corporate side, I worked like 8 to 5 every single day. 8 to 5, I could have an hour break, right? And so there was a schedule. There was a way that I was supposed to dress. There was a way I was supposed to act. You know, I could drive the company car. I could use the company debit card. I could do certain things, you know, when I worked for Sprint, right? And so, but everything was structured. It was extremely orderly, right? So I had to be disciplined to get up at a certain time, get dressed, and go to work and perform the duties for that job. Now, one of the ways that you know that you are or are not ready for full-time entrepreneurship is that you have to ask yourself, are you disciplined? Are you self-motivated, right? Now, what does that mean? That does not mean discipline to wake up in the morning and go to your job. That means outside of your job, are you disciplined to do other things, right? And so I'll give you an example. You know, working out is something that we all should do. Like, I'm struggling. Praise God. Help us, Lord, right? And, you know, if we're going to lose weight and if we're going to be healthy, guess what we have to do? We have to work out, right? But nobody's making us work out, right? Nobody's making us do it. So entrepreneurship is the same thing. There's no boss. There's no way to dress. There's no way to act. There's nothing you have to do on an everyday basis in terms of somebody telling you to do something or you're going to be fired. Nobody's going to do that as an entrepreneur. So one of the things you have to ask yourself is this question. If you are working a 9-to-5 job and on the weekends, on Saturdays, you don't wake up until God knows when, right? Or you just lackadaisical in all other aspects of your life. You kill it on your job and you just are just lazy on everything else. You're not ready for full-time entrepreneurship. And I say that because I always teach my clients that you should have a job, a dream, and a hustle, okay? You should have a job, a dream, and a hustle. And a job pays your bills. The dream is your ultimate goal that you're working towards, ultimately to leave a legacy. And then your hustle is what's going to fund that dream, all right? Let me break those three down for you. Now, the job is what you go to every single day, and it's what's paying your bills, okay? Now, if you guys have not shared this video, please share this video. I'd appreciate it so much, okay? So the job is what you go to every single day to pay your bills, right? Every single day. The dream is your ultimate goal. That's that thing you're going to create, and it's going to leave a legacy to your family, and you're going to be a living legend like all my friends in a legacy lounge, right? And that hustle is that thing that you may not want to do, right? That hustle is that thing where you're working on Black Friday or you're working at Home Depot or whatever it is you're doing on the side to make extra money so that you can go and live your dream. For example, if you go out to Los Angeles, California, 9 times out of 10, every person you see has a job, a dream, and a hustle. If you go out to Los Angeles, California, out there, the average person has a job, a dream, and a hustle. A job is that thing that's paying their bills. Their dream is to be in music or an actress or some way, form, or fashion. And then that hustle is what's paying for them to be in the studio. It's paying for their acting and all that. If you go to LA, that's what you're going to find. Is anybody here in LA and you got a job, a dream, and a hustle? Like, I'm telling you, every time I go out to LA, I get inspired because I'm like, these folks is not playing. They come out like it's not kidding. So if you're going to go into full-time entrepreneurship, you have to already be doing all these different things, right? You have to already be working your job, working towards your dream, and working your hustle. What does that mean? That means like, what's that Michael Jackson song? You got me working day and night. Like, it's real. Like, the struggle is real in a sense, right? And that's what happens when you are going into entrepreneurship. That, my friend, is what happens. You got that job, that dream, and that hustle, and you are going. Like, I'm telling you, I'm just telling you, you have to have discipline. You have to be extremely disciplined in order to be successful as an entrepreneur, right? But you have to be disciplined before you leave your job, okay? You have to be disciplined before you leave your job. I tell people all the time, my recent story is I was working for Sprint full time. I got involved in Total Life Changes, a network marketing company with health and wellness products. I worked that thing like it was a full-time job. I had my company, Return to the Curls, the hair show, right? Moved to Houston. I still had Sprint. I still had Return to the Curls. I still had Total Life Changes. And then I started If You Branded, my branding and consulting company. And people say, how in the world? I did that because I wanted to leave my corporate job. I wanted to leave my corporate job. So I had to be disciplined. People ask me, how in the world did you wake up every day for 2 years doing the Keenya Kelly Morning Show? Every day for 2 years, Monday through Friday, I would wake up and nobody made me wake up. I would get dressed and I put on makeup and earrings and lip gloss because lip gloss got to be popping, right? And I would do the Keenya Kelly Morning Show for 2 years, even when people weren't buying. Why would you do that, Keenya? Because that is what it takes to be an entrepreneur. I had to discipline myself. I had to make myself do the thing that I needed to do to be successful. And so I made myself do that. So the number one way to know if you are or aren't ready for full-time entrepreneurship is, are you disciplined? Are you self-motivated? Okay? If you guys are watching this video, if you guys wouldn't mind sharing, I'd appreciate it. Unfortunately, something is happening tonight on the broadcast. I don't know what's going on with Facebook Live, so I can see comments on my Keenya Kelly page, like on my computer, but I can't see them here. So you guys can comment to me, and what I'll do, guys, is when I finish up all the tips, I'll go back and I'll read all your questions, okay? There's all type of things going on in Facebook land. What is going on here? Listen, I love Facebook. No shade, no disrespect to Facebook. You hear what I'm saying? So I have no complaints against Facebook, but they're making updates and I'm trying to catch up to the updates, right? Not to mention iOS 11.3, fix it, Jesus. I don't know what's going on with that, okay? So just bear with me. Okay, so number one, you got to be disciplined. All right, so number two, the second way you know that you are ready or not ready to go into full-time entrepreneurship is you have to now judge your side hustle, okay? What is going on? Hold on, y'all. Hold on. There we go. Okay. You got to judge your side hustle. So let's talk about that. Listen to me. Listen. Remember Pee Wee Herman? I'm listening to reason. If y'all know Pee Wee Herman. So my sister would get that. Okay, so here's the deal. I was making 6 figures at my job, right? 6 figures from Sprint, working like 8 to faint, right? And so I had my side hustle, which was my Total Life Changes business, right? And then there was Return to the Curls, right? My side hustles, right? Well, Return to the Curls, I loved it, but you know what I mean, side hustles. Here's the deal. Okay, let's kind of break this down, all right? Okay. Your job is paying $100,000. Oh, let's just say it's paying you $70,000. Your side hustle is paying you an extra $40,000, right? So you got $110,000 coming into your household. Your household is as a unit, your home, your apartment, your whatever, is used to that $70,000 a year lifestyle. Your car, your insurance, your gas, your food, your kids, your travel, all of that is used to that $70,000 lifestyle. So now you've got this $40,000 thing that you should be using to fund the dream. Right? So if your dream is, like for me, if you brand it, my branding and consulting company, then I'm taking that $40,000 a year and I'm putting it into my brand, into coaching, into marketing, into systems, into automation and all that. So that dream can begin to produce a certain amount of money, right? But right now that dream ain't making no money because I'm building the dream. That's why it's called a dream, right? So you got $110,000. And you like, if I work double time, I could make more money on my hustle and then I can make more money in my dream. Here's the problem. If you drop your job, you now only have $40,000 a year coming into your house. And now you've got to pay for this over here. You've got to pay for your regular living expenses. Plus, you got to take the money and put it towards your dream, right? You don't want to leave your full-time job. This is the second tip. You don't want to leave your full-time job until that hustle and that dream is at least matching that. Meaning that you don't want it to match 70,000. You want to try to get it to match at 140,000, right? You want to try to get it to 140,000. Otherwise, every single dollar that you make from your hustle has now got to pay for your living expenses. Does that make sense? Is this making sense? If this is making sense to you, just type a 1. That lets me know it makes sense to you. And then if you guys wouldn't mind sharing the video, I'd appreciate it. Okay, so you're not ready to leave your job until it's just stupid to stay on your job, right? Like I was making 6 figures at my job. I was making 6 figures at my Total Life Changes business. And then once a year, I was bringing in about $40,000 or $50,000 from my hair show. So it was more than enough to cover, right? It was more than enough to be exactly what I needed it to be, right? Because my hustle and my dream we're bringing in money. So, and I'm saying this, I'm not saying this from a place of don't quit your job. No, I'm saying this because I care about you. I care about you not being homeless. I care about you not having to call people and ask them for money. I've had to do that so many times because I didn't have money. You know what I mean? And so there's so many people that they see you, they see your potential, and they're like, if you just leave that job, you could do X, Y, and Z. But they don't realize that your home is dependent upon the income for your job right now because this over here is not producing enough. Does that make sense, everybody? And so before you consider leaving your full-time job to go into full-time entrepreneurship, number one, like I said, you've got to be disciplined. You've got to be extremely self-motivated. And then your hustle and your dream should be making so much money that is way superseding your job, okay? Job does not mean just over broke. That's a manipulative statement that people make trying to get you to do what they want you to do. If somebody is telling to you, your job is just over broke, you want to say to them, get thee behind me, Satan, and move on, right? Because it does not mean just over broke, okay? Don't fall into that. Like, people in network marketing said that so often. And so if you saying that, just repent. God forgives you, you know. But it happens so often in network marketing. People dog jobs, but they forget that the people they're trying to recruit are at their job. How they going to pay for the auto ship? How they gonna buy the product? How they gonna join the business without a job? People forget that if you're gonna go get gas, somebody gotta be at the cash register. Somebody gotta be at the register at HEB to ring up your groceries. Stop talking about people's jobs. I'm convicting somebody. God bless you. And I just rebuke every word curse you're speaking against me in the name of Jesus. Amen. All right. So number 3. Y'all like, this girl is crazy. I'm just saying, just in case some of y'all throwing venom in the spirit, we're going to throw that thing into the pit of hell and declare that you are free. Okay. All right. I'm moving on. Okay. So, all right. So moving on to number 3. Hey, mommy. So number 3, in order to be ready for full-time entrepreneurship, you have got to be already understanding marketing, right? You have got to already be understanding marketing. What does that mean? That means that in order to make money in your business and in your hustle, you've got to be going out and getting people, right? You cannot say, well, I don't like sales. What? You have got to learn sales. You have got to learn sales because people buy from people that they like, know, and trust, right? That they like, know, and trust. And if you're trying to get people to buy a product or a service or whatever it is, guess what you got to do? You got to sell them. And you may say, my stuff sell itself. Well, you go ahead and believe that because this girl over here is selling what you selling and she is killing it because she's selling. You have got to learn sales, which means you have got to learn marketing, right? You've got to spend your time in marketing. Like if you are somebody and you can't stand all the Facebook updates, you can't stand all the memes or the GIFs or whatever Facebook come out with, you are not ready to go into full-time entrepreneurship. Listen to me. People that love entrepreneurship love them some Facebook. We like, Mark, we will be there for the next baby you have. Mark, what do you need? You are invited to the cookout. right? People that are entrepreneurs, that understand entrepreneurship, absolutely love social media. If you don't like social media, it is not time to leave your job, because social media is one of the number one ways you're going to make money fast. Do you hear me, my friend? Are you hearing me? Y'all say holla if you hear me. Just type in the comments, holla, right? And that's HOLLA for those of my friends that are not urban. Right? Just type holla. Remember, it's Missy Elliott. Holla. Right? So, you've got to love social media. If you don't, you ain't ready for entrepreneurship. I promise you this. Every entrepreneur that is working full time got at least 6 social media apps on their phone. And now, if any of you guys are out here and you're watching this video either live or on the replay, and you full-time entrepreneurs, how many of you guys love Facebook? You like, Facebook is my boo. Facebook is my jam. I check Facebook before I check the Bible app. I know it's terrible, right? You check Facebook before you check the Bible app. Jesus, help us, right? How many of y'all, you a full-time entrepreneur? Just say, that's me. Just say, that's me, right? And, Facebook is the deal. So if you don't love social media, you're not ready to go on a full-time entrepreneurship. If you don't love Instagram, if you don't love live stream, if you don't love Facebook ads, if you watch videos on Facebook and you get irritated by the little videos that pop in, you're not ready for full-time entrepreneurship. Because entrepreneurs are saying, how can I get my video to go inside of one of those cat videos? How can I make my video go inside of the video for little Mila? You know little Mila, she had a little girl, she be cutting the food. How can I make my video go inside there? People in full-time entrepreneurship, we like, I want to add on YouTube. Right? Anybody? Exactly. There we go. Okay. So that's real. Y'all hear what I'm saying? That's real. So number 1 was you got to be self-motivated and disciplined. Number 2, you have to be making money in your side hustle and in your dream. Number 3 is you got to understand marketing. You got to fall in love with social media. If you don't love it, you ain't ready, right? That's like Kevin Hart. No, she wasn't ready. You're not ready. And it's okay. Listen to me. It's okay to not be ready. You don't want to go into it until you're ready. Like, there is nothing wrong with working a job and having a business on the side. There is nothing wrong with working a job and then having a business on the side. Anybody that tells you otherwise, get away from them. Right? If they're not going to pay your rent, they're not going to pay your mortgage, they're not going to pay your insurance, get away from them. There is nothing wrong with having a job. And for those of you guys that quit your job too soon, there is nothing wrong with you going back and getting your job. You may be a little embarrassed for a little while, but you're going to be paid. Do you hear what I'm saying? Listen to me. Somebody watching this video right now and you embarrassed because now you got to go get a job. You do not need to be embarrassed. You need to go get a job. Listen to me, lady, gentleman, go get a job. That's my mama talking. I'm your mama, right? Talking. Okay, sorry. Y'all know I'm a little crazy. Okay, number 4. The 4th thing to know if you are ready for entrepreneurship or not is that you are surrounded by mentors, right? You are surrounded by mentors. If you're not surrounded by entrepreneur mentors that are killing the game, you're not ready to go full time. And I don't mean just in their Facebook group. I mean you talking to them on a regular basis. You're not ready. Why do I say that? To be an entrepreneur is a completely, total different way of life. It is completely, totally different. Listen, I'll tell you guys something, a little secret. I met somebody recently, a guy, and we were talking, and, I think he was like, he texted me, and I think he wanted to talk, and I was like, I was so busy, and I was just like, and I just had to apologize. I said, listen, I'm so sorry. Monday was such a big day for me, and it was so unexpected. I've got this going on, and I'm trying to hire new people. I've got all this going on. I am so sorry. And then I'm in school every Tuesday night from 6 to 9:30, and when I get home, I'm tired. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. Right? And I just met him. It's not like I owed him an apology, but I was just like, And guess what he said back to me? Oh, I understand. I'm doing the exact same thing. Papa, who this woman? Right? I was like, okay. Right? He got it. He understood that as an entrepreneur, you may not be available like you would if you had a job. Like when you are an entrepreneur, you running everything everything. You running payroll, you running HR, you running IT, you running sales, you running marketing, you running project management, all that, right? And so my entrepreneur friends, my mentors, they all understand. I ain't ever had a mentor that said, what is you doing? That my mentor would say, are you taking self-care? What are you doing for self-care? You doing that? Okay, cool. Right? They'll say, all right, if that's what you're doing, perfect, great. I think we're gonna be all gonna be well. Because entrepreneur mentors understand that for a short period of time, you're working like 8 to faint. For a short period of time, right? So you have to be surrounded by people that understand that, right? Not to mention, if you have mentors around you, they are able to help you to be able to, skip steps, right? So if they failed at doing this and they see you going down that road, they would say, don't go down that road because here's what's going to happen when you get there, right? And it will keep you from hitting certain roads, right? That's like marriage, because ladies love talking about marriage. Before you get engaged, you need to get you a married husband and wife couple to help you prepare for marriage. Fellas, you too, right? That way, if they see you going down a certain road, they can help you before you ever even get to the altar to not, make the same mistakes that they may have made, right? So if you're going into full-time entrepreneurship or you want to, and you're not surrounded by mentors that you're talking to every single day that are in entrepreneurship and killing the game, you're not ready, because everybody needs mentors that are doing what they're doing. I promise you, like from a spiritual standpoint, the Lord Jesus Christ is rocking my world. Do you hear what I'm saying? I'm experiencing God in ways I didn't know was possible. I'm like, what is going on? And I'm so grateful for Jennifer Champion. Jennifer, God bless you. I'm so grateful to her, because I'm like, Jennifer, I wasn't going to call you, but what in the world is this? Right? Otherwise, I would know what is going on, right? But she's already been on a certain road on the journey that I'm headed towards, and she's able to help me on this road. You hear what I'm saying? So, like I said, if you're talking about going into entrepreneurship full time, you ain't ready if you ain't got mentors that are doing it. All right, number five is that in order to go into full-time entrepreneurship, you need to minimize your expenses now. Okay? You need to minimize your expenses now. Now, what does that mean? Let's talk about it. Some of y'all gonna feel convicted. Now, I always say, if the shoe fits, put it on, Cinderella. So listen, here's what I want y'all to do. I want you to go ahead and open up your emoticons, right? Go ahead and open up your emoticons and find a shoe. Fellas, ladies, find a shoe. Because if the shoe fits, I want you to put this thing on, okay? And I just want you to type a shoe in the comments. That's a way you guys can interact with me and I can see and I can laugh, right? Here's the deal about entrepreneurs. When you first start now as an entrepreneur, you ain't going to get your hair done that often. You ain't going to get your weave and your color done like that. You ain't going to get fellas, I'm telling you, fellas, they doing their own edge up at times. They go to the barbershop once a month versus once a week. Right? If you somebody and every time you get off work, you go to happy hour and get the half off wings, you go to Walmart and buy your own wings and you make your own buffalo chicken. If y'all can hear, if you with me, just say holla. I holla if you hear me, right? You can't be spending money on all this stuff that ain't making you no money. So before you quit your job, you have to go ahead and begin to minimize those types of expenses. Like I told people when I quit my job, listen, my eyebrows were atrocious, but I worked from home, so nobody ever saw them. Like my toenails were a mess, my fingernails were a mess. Things were just a mess. Do you hear what I'm saying? I enjoy eating out. I enjoy doing all these types of things. And when I was going into full-time entrepreneurship, that stuff had to go. Like I learned how to make me the best buffalo wings and got the best ranch dressing, and I ate them at home myself. You see what I'm saying? Because I understood that $20 I was going to spend at this place, I could spend $5 and eat chicken wings for 5 days. Right? And I tell people this all the time, but they don't quite understand what it is that I'm saying. That, you have to change your habits before you have to change your habits. Right? So for me, I haven't had cable in almost 2 years. And not because I can't afford cable, just instead of me spending $100 and something on cable, I'm gonna spend $100 and something on Facebook ads. Or I'm gonna spend $100 and something for an hour of that person's time that's gonna change my life. Do you see what I'm saying? Or on that conference ticket. Because my thinking is different. Does that make sense? Don't get me wrong, I like watching TV. I got Netflix and Hulu. They work just fine. That's like what, $16, $17 a month for both of them, maybe 20. Instead of spending $100, we just spend money differently, right? I got my eyebrows done; they look good. Holla, right? I got my lipstick on. I look cute. I got, whatever. But guess what? I don't spend money like that all the time. I'm an entrepreneur. And what does that mean? That means that as an entrepreneur, you're paying for your own systems, your own email software. If something happens to my MacBook, I got to go get that thing fixed. You see what I'm saying? I have to pay for everything. And so to go into full-time entrepreneurship, you have to understand that ain't no computer there. It's your computer. Ain't no printer. It's your printer. When the printer is out of black ink, you can't go call down to IT and ask for black ink. No, you got to go and buy your own ink. So you have to minimize your expenses now. So one of the things that I have in the book that I'm writing, I was like, what you need to do is while you're working that job is have like an 18-month plan to leave, right? And in that 18 months, you begin to get a brand new computer. You get all the operating systems. You get Microsoft on your computer. You get the ring light. You get the computer printer. You get the ink, you get the paper, you go and get all your teeth done. You go and get everything you need to do healthcare wise. You do everything you need while you have that job, right? While you have that job, right? So that way when you leave, you don't have to go and buy a new computer. You already bought one. Do you see what I'm saying? You begin to invest in all the things that you can while you have money at your job, right? And it's like an 18-month plan, in my opinion. And that book will come out eventually. It's nowhere near ready, but that book will come out soon. And it's me helping you on how to quit your job, right? The right way. So you have to minimize your expenses because it does get expensive. It does get expensive. There's no way to cut it. It does get expensive, okay? So what I said was I had five ways to know you are ready or not ready, but I do have a sixth one. I have a bonus one for you. And then what I also am going to do, guys, is I want you guys to ask questions, right? And for some reason, the questions aren't popping up on my screen, but they are popping up on my computer. So if you guys have questions, just type them in the comments, and then when I finish with this last point, we'll go into it. So the 5 things I already went over are self-motivated and disciplined. Your side hustle or your dream is making money. You are marketing consistently, and you love social media, right? Number 4, I said that you're surrounded with mentors, entrepreneur mentors. You have minimized your personal expenses. And then 1 I'm going to give you for free is you barely watch TV. Hear me. You barely watch TV. What does that mean? Listen to me. If you're a full-time entrepreneur, you should not be caught up on everything, right? Everybody's been talking about the TV show This Is Us. Now that's my type of TV show. I ain't seen nothing. I saw half of an episode on the plane coming from DC or Miami. I was like, oh, I really want to watch this show, but I can't right now. So it's on Netflix and Hulu, right? Full-time entrepreneurs, I guarantee you, are typically not really caught up on Scandal, How to Get Away with Murder, unless they're watching on Netflix on the weekend or whatever, right? You shouldn't be up. What's that TV show? I was gonna call it Spark and Hustle, but that's April's event. What's that TV show with Cookie and what the dude named Terrence Howard? Power. No, that's not Power. It's another. You see what I'm saying? I don't know. What's that TV show called? There's Power. There's somebody know. What's that show called? Somebody tell me in the comments. That you shouldn't be all the way caught up on that. It's a music TV show, right? Something. You shouldn't be all caught up because entrepreneurs, we so busy. We so busy working on stuff, trying to implement stuff. We're trying to get these to-do lists taken care of. Now, eventually, you'll get to the point where you're caught up on that stuff. But if you're trying to leave your job right now, You too busy working from 8 to faint. Meaning that you wake up, you work at 8 o'clock in the morning, and you don't go to sleep until you faint. Most entrepreneurs were like, oh my God, it's 10:30, but one more email, right? What's the TV show called? Empire. There it is. Empire. See, I don't know. I wouldn't watch that show anyway. I'm not really, I'm a pop music girl, right? If the Pussycat Dolls had a TV show, I'd be watching them like, hey. It's kind of weird, but it is what it is, okay? So if you're trying to go into entrepreneurship, full-time entrepreneurship, most of us are not watching TV like that. We are working because we work our full-time jobs and then we work at night. We don't have time to be caught up on the TV shows, okay? And so this broadcast is not to make you feel bad. It's not to make you feel like you can never quit your job. This broadcast is to help you to create some sort of blueprint for when you know it's time to quit your job, how to quit your job, right? Because the truth is, it may not be in the cards for you to be a full-time entrepreneur. And the truth is, that's okay. Like, don't look at the glamorous life of entrepreneurship. It's not glamorous. It's not glamorous. It's not. We deal with a lot of stuff as entrepreneurs. You are customer service, right? You deal with a lot of stuff as an entrepreneur. It's amazing. It's blessed. It allows you to leave a legacy for your family, all that. But it takes time, it takes energy, money, blood, sweat, and tears, and a whole lot of faith. Holla if you hear me, okay? So listen, I want to take like 5 to 7 minutes and see what kind of questions you guys have. For some reason, guys, I'm so sorry. For some reason, Facebook is not, the comments aren't showing up on my phone, so I can only see them by actually clicking on the comments, okay? So guys, if you have questions, just go ahead and post the questions, and then I'll answer them, right? So just give me a second. I'm going to come through and see what kind of questions we had here, okay? Let me see. Any questions? Vincent Coleman says, hey, Keenya, how do you feel about business loans to give the dream a Kickstarter? So I don't have a problem with business loans whatsoever. I mean, to truth be told, if I could have got a loan when I got started, I probably would have, but I couldn't get a loan when I first got started, so I'm not against it at all. But I'm not against it as a way to leave your job, because you'll end up having a loan and you'll take that loan money to pay for your personal expenses, right? So I'm not against it whatsoever, okay? All right, let's see. Any other questions? Any other questions? Right? Now, again, guys, I don't want y'all to feel guilty. I don't want you to feel bad about wanting to leave your job. You should not feel bad. Like, you shouldn't feel bad about having a job. I think jobs are great. I mean, they're absolutely phenomenal. They do a lot of great things, and then as a business owner, I want to employ people so they'll have jobs. You know what I mean? And when they have jobs, I have a business. If they don't have jobs, I don't have a business. Right? So you got to love being an employee and love employees. Okay. All right. I'm looking. Something is going on with, what is going on with Facebook? What is going on? Sorry, y'all. I don't know what's going on here on my computer. Any other questions? I would love to answer any other questions you guys may have. I'm sorry. The Facebook comments on other stuff is crazy. Y'all is crazy. Let me just say that. Y'all is crazy. All right. Let's see. Any other questions? Oh, thank you. I've always been selling something. Let's see. Tatrice, how do you feel about direct sales? So here's the truth. I love direct sales. Direct sales / multi-level marketing / network marketing. I absolutely adore it. I'm involved in a network marketing company called Total Life Changes. I still get a check every single week from Total Life Changes. I made over $150,000 part-time through network marketing. I think that network marketing is the #1 way to invest a small amount of money and make a whole lot of money. It's the #1 way to invest a small amount of money and make a lot of money. But one thing is to understand is this: even after you get involved in your company and you make $1 million, or your goal is $1 million, at the end of the day, you don't own the company. The company owns the company. So when I look at it, it's kind of a hustle that you'll do. You may do it for 5 to 10 years, or maybe you do it 1 to 3 years, whatever. But you got to have a plan for after your company. Why is that? Because you don't own the company. You don't own it, and they can change the compensation plan or whatever, and rightfully so. So I love network marketing. I love direct sales. Total Life Changes is what helped me fund my branding and consulting company called If You Brand It, right? You can go to KeenyaKelly.com, click on branding, and you'll see all of what we've done with my branding and consulting firm. And how did I pay for all that? My network marketing business. So I absolutely adore it. I think it's absolutely phenomenal, and I would do it again. Would I do network marketing right now? No, I do not have the time. But do I love it? Absolutely. Okay? Any other questions? Does anybody have any other questions about entrepreneurship, quitting your job, and things of that nature? Anybody. Now, if any of you guys want to work with me, I do help people I help people to figure out who you are at the core of your being, create products and services around it, and build profitable, sustainable businesses and brands. If you want to work with me directly, you can just go to KeenyaKelly.com, click on consulting, and you can book a session with me. If you want us to actually build your brand, that's your websites, your logo, your content, and things of that nature, all you got to do is click on branding on my website as well, and we would love to work with you, okay? So with that, you guys, I love you all. Have a fantastic Wednesday, and I will see you guys later. Bye.